Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison today. Today we have Nuchus on 1237 rating, going up against Mushroom Man 69 on 1270 rating. So at the time, both these duelists are pretty close in the rankings and, both in the top 100. So both pretty high rated duelists, and we'll see how this one goes. Opening hands, 1-for-1 Rogeki Break, Mirror Force, Caius, Subsitoad. This looks like Hero Frogs or Frog Monarch maybe. On this side they got Raikou, Bottomless, Card Trooper, Mirror Force, Deep Prison and Armonite. So this one looks like Vayu Turbo. I'm going to start with the set Raikou, set Deep Prison and pass. Draw for turn is the Stratos. Yes, it's Hero Frogs, nice. I'm going to summon out the Stratos. Stratos is going to add the Prodigy. Yeah, kind of telegraphs the Monarch, but they are going to pitch it immediately for the 1-for-1 for the Subsitoad now. Subsitoad uses the Stratos, dumps Treeborn, Swap Frog, dumps Sub, and then Dupe, and a Unifrog. Okay. I mean, this is one way of playing to a Deep Prison. So that Deep Prison is going to go off now and banish the Unifrog. Main 2, they're just going to set the Mirror Force and pass. Draw for turn is the Vayu, so yeah, flip the Raikou now, get rid of that. Dupe Frog. Yeah, mills there were Deep Prison, Solemn, Torrential. Those are some pretty terrible mills. Card Trooper, let's see if it can do any better. Those mills are Trap Dust, Shoot Sirocco, and MST. Not great, but the Vayu in hand makes, and the Vayu and the Armonite in hand make the Sirocco mill not terrible. Mirror Force going to hit both of those now. Card Trooper going to draw into the Gauze. Probably just going to set, Bottomless? Yeah, set Bottomless, pass. Draw for turn is the Deep Prison now. So Treeborn Frog coming back out. Yep, getting in for the 100 damage now. Main 2, Subsitoad, yeah, going to bring out Dupe. And just a soft lock. Now they're probably out of frogs. They're probably only playing 2 Dupe if it's Hero Frog. So this is probably all of the Frog engine now. Draw for turn there was the Burial. So they've got Burial plays now, but they can just set the Vayu. They don't really have a way to get through these frogs. Pass. Draw for turn is the Equal. They're going to bring out the Treeborn. They're going to tribute for the Caius. Caius is going to get Bottomless, but that Vayu is going to get banished now. Sets the Subsitoad and pass. Draw for turn is the Hamster, which they are just going to set with the Mirror Force and pass. Draw for turn is the Riser. Okay, now we're talking. So Treeborn coming back out now. Riser going to send that Hamster to the top of the deck and attempt to get in. That's going to get met with Mirror Force. Yeah, I mean, feels okay. You got Gauze. You really don't want the Mirror Force sticking around too long. Main 2, they're going to Equal for the Ocean. That kind of telegraphs Miracle Fusion, which you don't actually have, but that might throw the opponent off. It might just be they don't play the Alias. So this is the only target they've got. Draw for turn is the Hamster that will shuffle back. They're going to set it again and pass. Draw for turn is the Raigeki Break. Treeborn Frog coming out now. Subsitoad can use that for Swap Frog. Okay, they did have more frogs. Swap Frog and Ocean. Swap Frog going to bounce itself back. Set the Raigeki Break now. And pass. Draw for turn is the Plague. Yeah, they've not played into the Hamster too much, but it has survived. Okay, it's not survived. And standby, they're going to pitch the Deep Prison to get rid of it. That's a nice trade. You saw them set it twice, or you at least think it was probably the same card they set twice. So yeah, really sensible to assume that it's a flip effect, and it was. I'm going to set the Plague now. Pass. Draw for turn is the Miracle Fusion they bluffed last turn. So Ocean is going to get to bring back Stratos now. Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. Stratos gets to add Malicious Edge. Yep. Okay, they're going this through. I thought they would go for Miracle Fusion as well with the Prodigy and one of the frogs, just because the Ab-Zero that it summons would be 4k, which is huge. Yeah, so would they have... So if they'd have attacked in... No, it's not quite enough, is it? Okay, yeah. So Ocean going to get in direct, and that's going to force the Gauze out, so the Gauze and the token out. They're going to set the Raigeki Break. Okay, they're going to think about it. They are going to set the Raigeki Break. And pass. Draw for turn is the Sirocco. Yeah, you've got some options here. You've got Armonite. You've got Plague. You can't attack, but you can get to a Brio. Yeah, just sending the Gauze to defense. I don't know what the play is here, though. You don't have a whole lot of anything. You have Armonite, dump a Vayu. Spin maybe the Sirocco for the Plague. Make a Brio. That Brio can only bounce back one thing. Could be the Dupe Frog, and then you can kind of get through most of the board. This Raigeki Break will stop you though. Yeah, I think Nucho's is perfectly like fine just to set that Gauze and pass. Okay, draw for turn is Raigeki Break. Ocean adds back Prodigy. Yeah, I forgot about the Ocean actually. Maybe the plan was actually try and take Ocean off of the field, because Ocean adding back heroes is just not a good look. This could have also added back the Stratos as well if they had another one in deck to search. I don't think at this point. I don't think Mushroom Man plays the Alias. That Raigeki Break is going to take out the Gauze though, and then they can Treeborn in. Standby. Malicious Edge now coming out. I mean, this does piercing. They can Miracle Fusion now for a, what was that, 35 Ab 0. So yeah, this is pierces, and then yeah, Ab 0 is just enough for the rest of it, right? Okay, so Mushroom Man's going to take game number 1. Going into game number 2 now, let's check out the opening hands. So it's double sub, D-Prison, Prodigy, and Mirror Force. So at least they've got the Prodigy Substitute line. This side they've got Sirocco, Vayu, Cardruber, Vayu, Brain, and Fossil Diner. Okay, yeah, let's see how Nuchos decides to play out. Just going to set Vayu past, I think that's reasonable. Pick up for turn there is Raigeki Break. They're going to special summon out the Prodigy, then Substitute, dump Treeborn, Swap Frog, dump Sub, Swap Frog. Okay, going on the offensive here. Maybe side it out the dupes for game 2 on the assumption they wouldn't be going first. Just feels really weird not to leave a Substitute out and like at least go through most of your engine, most of your deck at least. Okay, just going to set the D-Prison out, bounce the swaps back, set the Raigeki Break as well. Pass, draw for turn is an Armonite. They're going to Cardruber out now. Let's see the mills. Okay, they're not terrible. Gale, Greffa. I mean, if they had Dad, this would be enough for Dad. Gonna get him for 19. I'll try to. That's going to get him out with the D-Prison. I think D-Prison and the Cardruber is always reasonable. The draw is too much, and the mills next turn would potentially be too much if you can't take it off board. Pass, draw for turn is the equal. They're going to equal for Stratos now. Stratos, add Malicious Edge. Yep, nice. Get him for 18. Main 2. Set the Mirror Force and pass. Draw for turn is the Dad. No, there's no way. We called it last turn. If they had the Dad, those mills were pretty good. Draws the Dad. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, what does Nuchos do here? Drops the Sirocco. I think that's really dangerous. I think that's really dangerous. Yeah. Oh no, I just don't think that's the line. Because this could, I mean, you've seen Raigeki Breaks already. You know they're going to be playing Mirror Force because it's just such a house of a card. You know they've got ways to alter your dark count now. I know you've got a Vayu in there, you know, to alter it again. But I think the play was just drop Dad, pop the 2 back rows, play Armonite, dump the Sirocco, and then just go from there really. And the Brain. I think that actually, is that enough for game? So if the line was Dad comes down, imagining that it's going to get Raigeki Breaked. Yeah, okay. I mean, it wasn't going to be game, but the line that if these don't do anything for game, if this is like a D-Prison and a Mirror Force, is just Dad pop the back rows, Armonite dump the Sirocco, make the Armed Wing, Brain Con. I think that's enough for game. So that would have been the play that I would have committed to and just tried to think the back rows weren't real. Yeah, so Sirocco going to attack in. That's going to get hit with Mirror Force now. Main 2, they're just going to pass. Draw for turn, there's Soul Exchange. Yeah, not live at the minute. Substitute going to come out. Stratos going to get in. Substitute going to get in. Wrong order, but whatever. Main 2. Okay, they are playing dupes. Okay, that really makes me question why they decided to end on 2 Swap Frogs last time they had Frog combo going. Pass, draw for turn is Raikou now. They're just going to set the Fossil Diner. Yeah, Fossil Diner unironically pretty good here. And pass. Draw for turn is Braincon. Oh, they can soul exchange it because it's face down though. So that is just malicious edge. They decide not to attack, or sorry, they can't attack under soul exchange. So they pass. Draw for turn is oppression. They've got to do something now. So yeah, they can Vayu for the Armed Wing now. They can drop the Armor Knight to dump a Plague. Yep. Now they can dad. Or they can stack for the... They're going to stack for the Plague. They really want this face down gone before they drop the dad, I guess. So that makes a Stardust. Yep. Now they can dad with a Stardust. Dad, probably Prio effect. Yeah, Gale hit a dupe. Yeah, that dupe is going to add a uni. Dad effect, hit the other dupe. That dupe is going to add a Treeborn. Dad effect. Hit the back row. Raigeki Break is going to attempt to get rid of the dad. Stardust is going to go off to stop it. Yeah, dad going to try and get in now. That's successful. Armor Knight is also going to get in. Yeah, sets the Royal Oppression. Stardust going to come back in end phase. But this is not a good look, right? Braincon does a lot here. Okay. Pass. Draw for turn is the Dust Tornado. Treeborn gets to come out and standby now. Braincon take the dad. Battle phase hit into the Stardust. Main 2. Banish the Prodigy to destroy itself. Yep, that's huge. That's really huge. Sets the Dust Tornado and passes. Draw for turn is the Vayu now. So Armor Knight is going to get into the Treeborn. Main 2, they're going to set the Raikou. And pass. Draw for turn is the Raigeki Break. They're going to Dust Tornado hit the back row now. They're going to bring the Treeborn out. Yeah, I mean, if you think this is... if you think this is oppression, then maybe you just wait until it's flipped, right? Maybe. Okay. Sets the Raigeki Break now and pass. Draw for turn is another copy of Vayu. Armor Knight is going to get in. Yeah, they're going to set Vayu. Not choosing to go after the back row, which is interesting. Draw for turn is Gauze. Yeah, let's see what they do here. Main 1, Swap Frog. Swap Frog is going to get into the new set, which is the Vayu. Yeah, I mean, doesn't have anything to go with at the minute. Bounce back the Swap Frog and pass. Draw for turn is the Caius. Okay, Armor Knight going to get in. That's going to get met with Raigeki Break on the set. So they get rid of the Unifrog to destroy the Raikou. This is a weird match, but yeah, I mean, this at least allows them to Gauze, which is nice. Gauze comes out now. They're going to tribute the Armor Knight, get rid of the Gauze for 1000 damage. Pass. Draw for turn is Miracle Fusion. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's very live. And they've got Swap Frog to make the Ab-Zero even bigger. And Treeborn. Yeah, huge. Okay. Yep, so this is an Ab-Zero. Oh, this is a Gaia. Yeah, I mean, Gaia's game as well, right? It doesn't really matter which one it is. Ab-Zero would have been at 35. So they would have had 1,024. Yeah, so they would have had enough either way. But Gaia is also just really good here. Yep. Yeah, and Nucho's quitting out there. Yeah. Wow, what a cool match. I feel like Nuchos, there was so many options in this last game. I'm not the best Vayu player. Don't take anything I say as gospel. There was a lot of combo lines, a lot of options he could have gone with to drop dad earlier, maybe take control a bit quicker. But yeah, playing quite cautiously maybe cost them the game. I don't think so though, right? I think either way they were probably going to get into this like simplified game state, and the frog players just got Treeborns, they've got Swap Frogs, they've got like some big bombs they can top deck. Vayu's got the same, but they just weren't able to see it. You know, drawn 2 Vayus back to back, just not what you want to see if you're the Vayu player. Your graveyard's not ready for it. Either way, really cool match. Vayu losing here to the Hero Frog build, but it's always good to see 2 of the big 3 go up against each other, especially when you get like these really high level players playing the decks. and seeing exactly how they see the match and what lines they want to go for. So cool match. Nice to see a Gaia finish. Really cool card to see. And yeah, I'm sure we'll see both of these guys back on the channel very soon.